Hello, everyone of the sign of Capricorn. I'm here today to give you your message for July 2025. So I'm just going to go down the line of the astrological events and how it might affect you. The first thing is July 4th to December 9th. So this goes the entire rest of the year. Neptune will be in Aries. What will this do for you? It will make you feel dissatisfied with your life. This is when you have like this reality check and you really talk to yourself and you determine, do I really want this life? Do I really see myself as this person, married to this person, together with this family, in this community, in this whatever? And once you are real with yourself, you come to this realization that I'm ready to make a change. So I am going to leave this person, move from this job, move from this city, ghost my family, change the way that I look. It doesn't matter. And so this entire thing is you really feeling like, I think I'm ready to do something different. All right. And so let's see how this is going to be playing out for you. I just heard this is when the snake starts letting go of its skin. The first thing we have is a barrel, and the barrel says you feel something is lacking in your life, perhaps love, money, or goals. You see, this is what I'm saying. It's the energy of lack. Something's just not right. And we have the bird flying, news on its way. And actually, what I feel with that is that song from Queen, that I want to break free. That's what it feels like. And then there's an apple. Temptation will test you. And the snake is on the apple. Temptation will tempt you. So this year will be a year of temptation. Ram, stubborn, aggressive person. And I think that's Aries, actually, a ram. Hold on. Skull, hidden secrets will harm you. Wall, misunderstandings. And gong, an exciting event. So, and I feel like it's a reality check. All right. So Neptune for me is, I think, even more harsh than Pluto, because Neptune has a way of showing us our shadow version. This for me is this energy of I want to break free. And then you realize the things that you do where you fall down temptation, and then stay in a cycle that's not for your greatest good. So this would be like, let's say a person that says they want to be in a healthy relationship, but all of a sudden somebody from their past starts talking to them and they decide to cheat on this really good person that they have in their lives. Or let's say I want to start getting fit, but then you lay around in your sofa because, oh, I'll start tomorrow because I'm really tired. It's when you start seeing how you've been self-sabotaging and having this huge like reality check, because you realize that the wall between you and your goals is the wall that you're creating. And so you lose those misunderstandings that you have with people. Oh, it's because this person's doing this or this person's doing that, or I have responsibilities for this or whatever. Not seeing how you allowed that person in your life for them to do that. And you took a responsibility that's not yourself. So you have an excuse not to do what you have to do. Or, you're just damn lazy, right? We all have it. I'm not criticizing you here, but this is so crazy. This is hurting my throat real bad, all of a sudden I'm feeling like so scratchy in my throat. This energy is you confronting yourself. That's what this feels like. You starting from July 4th, which is the beginning of July, all the way to the end of the month, you're going to start calling yourself out on your own bullshit and be like, I understand that Joe Schmo is literally causing this conflict for me, but I did call Joe Schmo after I had ghosted him for this long, and I actually introduced him back into my life, which caused all this problem. One of those things. So take it as it resonates, but I feel like you're going to have a really huge amount of reality checks from now to the end of the year, kind of keeping you in check about why it is you haven't been able to obtain the goals that you want. All right. Next thing that we have is also something that started on July 4th, but will continue until the end of July the 30th. Okay. And this is Venus entering Gemini. This energy of Venus and Gemini has us stuck between a rock and a hard place. It creates a lot of communication of our desires, our hopes, and our dreams, but it's the I want to the I needs, right? And you pulling this tug of war between each other, like, do these I wants go along with these I needs? Is it something that I can work with each other or not? And then connecting to the right peoples to make it happen. So this would be like, I want to live my life backpacking for the rest of my life, but I need to have a stable environment because I have 20 kids and a house and a mortgage and whatever. So how can I make both of those work for me? Right? Keep that in mind. So that's the tug of war that you'll be confronting this entire month. And it's interesting because you're having so many reality checks. And so I think this one for you will not be so much the I needs, right? With the limitations that you're tied down to, but realizing that you really don't have that many limitations. You've created them because you have fear of the I wants in our lives. And so, especially with what I see here. So let me see what I have to pull for that one. What do we have to tell them about this Venus and Gemini? The spider manifestation, okay? You weave your web in life. I done told you. This is all about you taking responsibility, accountability for yourself because you make your life. And it says, what you see before you are the results of your thoughts. If your current reality does not suit you, then it is time for you to make changes through conscious manifestation. Your energy can bring in all you desire. Important for you to understand, and the problem that a lot of people have with manifestation is the fact that they think manifestation and actually God and spirits and whatever are freaking genies in the bottle. I'm going to rub the genie's lamp and I'm just going to make it happen for myself. I'm going to light this couple of candles and I'm going to do this one little thing over here, and all of a sudden it's going to magically fall in my lap. That's not how this works. Okay. Every yin energy, which has to do with the collective consciousness, with your emotions, with your desires, needs a yin energy, action and direction, so it can make it happen. And so on this manifestation is this energy of what life do you really want? And if you really want it, what can you do now? And what can you slowly do in the future so that you can make it happen for yourself? And then also realizing how the focus that you have on the things you don't want in your life actually have made you do things to assure that you don't want in your life keeps manifesting. So this is you self-sabotaging. Like, let's say you want to start a new hobby, but you have taken on too many responsibilities at work, so you can't do that, right? That kind of stuff. Tell me more about this. There's things in your foundation, Four of Wands, that you're going to have to eclipse out these next 6 months so that you can balance out your energy, Temperance, and move towards the, I don't know, thing that you desire to bring into your life, that creative gesture that you would like, and have victory. You got to start sharpening your mind, getting smart with the situation, and investigating what it is that you need to cut out of your life. Four of Coins, there's a resistance inside of you, and the resistance has to do with probably a mother figure, right, that you have. This is not saying that your mother is the problem. This is saying that probably the way that you were brought up, the things that you experience, those foundational beliefs, and also those things that you believe are wise to do. Like it's a very wise way of doing things, a very prudent way of doing things might be holding you back. And the Four of Swords, also something that you can't you can't see because you don't want to see it. I feel like the person that I'm talking to uses their mother figure. It feels like the person that I'm talking to uses their mother figure as an excuse why they can't take action, or they use the excuse that this is the smart way to go about it. You can't be so foolish and adventurous and go, that's crazy. You have to be like a little fearful in your world. But I think there's an excess of fear here, of moving forward, like the failure to jump energy. So if you are that person, if you realize that that's what you're using as an excuse, you can stop using it as an excuse. Okay. I found out like recently that sometimes the things that triggers me about certain people, I'm just going to return it back to myself, right? The things that trigger me about certain people, the things that like really stand out. God, this person is such an a-hole, blah, blah. And I'll have like a whole spiel of what the problem is, right? There are fears about myself too, like fears that I don't become that person, things that I have limited myself on because of the fact that I don't want to be that person, right? Or things that I have actually outgrown already and I've already moved past, but I haven't realized it. And that person is bringing to me the picture of who I used to be to realize that I'm no longer that person. And so that it's time for me to move on. And so this feels a lot about like you've already finished a big part in your life and it's time for you to realize it and let's move on. Don't add to it, move on. Next thing is July 17th to August 10th. We have Mercury retrograde in the sign of Leo. Leo is all about ego. There's healthy ego and there's not healthy ego. So you're going to see things about yourself that are egoic moves that have helped you, and you're going to see things that you've done that have held you back. Also, this is a period of time where a lot of people from the past come to try to get their way back into your lives after you've already ghosted them and told them to get the hell out. So be very mindful during this time. Again, that is the 17th all the way till the 10th of August. First thing that flies out is the crone. Second thing is the dead end. Third thing is the creator. Literally, you're being told something is in the crone stage, right? The time where it is dying. A stage in your life has come to an end. You are no longer going to be that person, which is all Neptune retrograde in Aries. There is no way to proceed here. It is a dead end. If you continue to use this excuse as a way to mold your life, you will feel like you're slowly withering away. It's time for you to pick up your pen, pick up your paintbrush, and create a new reality for yourself. Um, so this time, I would really, really focus on who do I want to be when I grow up? Am I still going to be in this town? Am I still going to be with these people? Am I still going to be looking the same? You know, the things that you're holding back. Four of Pentacles. This is the second time I see this one for you. Oh, no, it's not. I thought I saw it, but you had the Four of Wands before. Things that you're holding back, something you're holding in. There are actually fears here. Eight of Wands. A lot is happening at the same time and it's making you feel fearful too. Seven of Swords. I feel like you're lying to yourself and believing that, no, I'm ready to move forward, I'm ready to like move on, blah blah blah, whole mess of stuff. I feel like this is a lying to yourself, not somebody lying to you. Four of Wands. You still want to return back to what made you feel safe, and this goes back to here. The Four of Wands and the eclipse, that the next 6 months you have to think about things that have to leave your life, big changes that have to come. High Priestess, you really have to listen to yourself, your intuition at this time, and stop judging yourself for not being where you believe you should be. We have choices to make that we've been holding back on because we're afraid of letting things go. And you're entering a whole new world, and that has you in your feelings and scared as shit. Wow. This Mercury retrograde is gonna trigger you, Capricorn, so crazy. It's gonna trigger you mostly because you know things are changing. You say, okay, I got this, we can change things, it's not so bad, blah blah blah, whole mess of stuff. And then you have this, holy shit, my life is not going to be at all the same, and I am so scared of how this is going to turn out. If I'm going to do things right, what does that mean? There's fear here. There's a lot of fear here. But, you know, the way to overcome the fear is first knowing what it is, right? Pennywise, for example, in the movie It, Pennywise was only scary until you realized that the only thing he was showing you were the things that you were scared of. And then once you overcame your fear, he can no longer use that against you. That's what I can tell you here. Know that you are scared because you're scared of leaving the nest, and you're scared of everything in your life changing. But know that if you do something right now that holds you back, it's your fear and not your truth. And now that you know that you might not want to do something because of your fear and not your truth, you can move past your fear and move towards your truth. Okay? Is how I can tell you with that. The next thing that we have is the new moon in the sign of Leo that will be on July 24th. That is the planting seeds energy. This is when you try to create that new reality for yourself. You try to move forward, blah, blah, blah. It's a very good manifestation moon. So tell me about that moon for my Capricorns. So for you, this will be closure in the Four of Wands, your home. This is so crazy. You got Four of Wands 3 times now. And beauty, which is taking a good, long, hard look in the mirror. Confidently knowing with confidence that this is the time for you to be fertile and create something new by clearing the way of your fears. The new moon will give you that confidence that you were fearing to have, that confidence to leave your home behind, to move away, to move into this new reality, to expand into this new way of living, because you see yourself, you see what you can do, you see what you're able to create. And so you're going to stop holding yourself back. And that's awesome, because I feel like the person that I'm talking to, you're not doing it because you're trying to create problems in your life, right? You're not doing it because you're trying to stir the pot or because you're being codependent or whatever. You're just scared, and you're just scared because this is going to be a whole new reality for yourself. And there is this sense of security in your past, right? But don't give yourself excuses saying it's because I have a responsibility to take care of this, or this other person has this other responsibility on me, or X, Y, and Z. The reality is you're using that as an excuse because you're scared. Now that you know that you're using that as excuses, is scared, confront that fear and move forward. Okay? And now the last thing that I would like to talk about is July 28th to September 12th. That will be a transit from Mars. Mars will be transiting through Virgo. Mars is the energy of fire, action, and determination, with the energy of Virgo that is planning. So this is actually making your plans and executing it, right? This would be, like I said, it's like the end of July and going all the way through September. So I'm seeing you being a little bit more active about where you're going to go. The first thing that we have is communication. So this can be people calling you about a new job, a new home, a new whatever, so that you can move forward in it. We also have the card Follow Your Dreams. That means that when you start communicating with people, it can be like you calling places so you can change jobs or move or whatever, or it can be them calling you. Follow your dreams. You have this desire. Don't hold yourself back because of the fear of the past and because you have supposed obligations with other people. I'm not saying you don't have it. I'm just saying that at times, um, we make it bigger than what it is, right? Sometimes people become dependent on us because we allow them to, and once we let them go, they might hate us in the beginning, but then they'll realize it's time to let you go. Then we have this energy of forgiveness, and this reminds me of forgive them, Lord, because they don't know what they're doing. I'm feeling that very strongly. So there is gonna be probably a little hostility on the people around you once you start moving in your new direction. Just know that's growing pains. Everybody has to adjust to the fact that you were changing and you're in this new path. So um, don't hold your back because of don't you hold yourself back because of the rumbling that people might have. The Five of Voices, the Five of Swords in reverse. This is getting over your fears, your doubts. Five of Materials, so that you can leave things behind. Magician, because you have acquired everything that you need for this new reality that you would like to create. Page of Voices, and it's time for you to learn new things and explore a new way of living. Queen of Materials, here goes that mother energy. Will Seven of Inspiration will create resistance. So I do feel resistance from that person. So there is a valid belief that you have that this person really depends on you. That doesn't mean that you have to stop your life for that person. Okay. Um, your family will balance itself out. That is the 10 of materials to the 6 of materials, 10 of coins to the 6 of coins, 10 of cups, saying it's time for you to find your happy. And so, yes, I do believe that that female motherly energy, the Queen of Pentacles, it can be somebody living in their feminine energy. This can be man or female, in the sign of Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, which would be you. It can be your divine feminine energy inside of you that is kind of wanting to you to save, safe, secure, and whatever that is going to be resisting. Or it can be a mother figure that might be resisting the changes that you're going through. They're being covert narcissists saying, oh no, I understand, this is for your greatest good, except their actions do not validate that, and they become aggressive with you and etc. Just know that these are growing pains. Why am I having a problem? Okay. These are growing pains. Everybody has to adjust when one person decides they're going to leave the nest. And so it's better if you leave in good terms because you're leaving slowly and in the way that you want, instead of making things very hostile in your environment that will provoke you to have to leave. All right. I hope this helps you.